Welcome back to Inside Politics. Our guest today is Tennessee Congressman John Rose. Congressman Rose, I think from what you said before, you think that President Trump has done a good job overall with the situation with the virus. What do you think about Governor Bill Lee? How's he done in reopening the states since so much of dealing with the virus has been given by President Trump down to the states?
I think Governor Lee has done a great job. Obviously, new to politics like myself, elected, I think, to a great degree because Tennesseans were looking for the outsider perspective of a businessman with common sense, Christian values. And I think we've seen that in what we've gotten from Governor Lee. Obviously, a major challenge both for the president and for our governors. And I think Governor Lee's done a fine job at stepping up to the plate and leading our state in unprecedented times.
He's not reopening too fast, too soon?
Well, you know, we'll get to see. I don't think so. I think we've learned over the last 6 or 8 weeks throughout this shutdown that we were successful in Tennessee, I think to a very great degree and for the most part across the nation in flattening the curve. And that was the goal of this shutdown. We can't, as the president has said many times, this country was made to be operating, to be in business, and I think Governor Lee shares that perspective, and I think we have to get back to work. We've learned some lessons, and I think those lessons we should apply as we move forward. Those lessons being that we know who those are that are most impacted by the virus, and I think going forward we need to try to focus our attention on keeping those vulnerable populations safe.
In March, your district, in particular Cookeville and Putnam County, was devastated by a deadly tornado that killed over 20 people and left behind millions in damages. Have you been satisfied with the response by federal and state officials in responding and providing aid to those who are impacted?
Yes, I have. It's devastating to see the damage. These are my neighbors, in many cases my friends, folks that I go to church with. The loss of life is just devastating for those families, and we grieve for them and pray for them every day. Right from the first moment we heard about this tragedy, we went to work talking to the folks at the White House and the president about the important demonstration it would be if he would come here to Tennessee. And my staff and I worked hard on that. We were able to convince the president to come to our state and show the support of the federal government. From all assessments I've heard, the response from the federal government has been applauded by local and state leaders. I think we should always keep in mind that the response to storms, to natural disasters, is a uniquely local and state function on the first responders, people on the front lines. And so as I traveled across Wilson County and Smith County and Putnam County, they're all affected by the tornado, I have just been overwhelmed with the outpouring of support and the good work that we've seen from our first responders and from our local mayors and local leaders. And also, I would just have to say the volunteers that came out and those from adjoining counties and cities around the mid-state area and even across the entire state of Tennessee and outside of Tennessee who came in to help with the storm response has just been overwhelming. So I really would applaud Governor Lee, our local mayors in the most affected counties, and my heart pours out for the fatalities, 22 here in the 6th District of Tennessee. And it's thankfully, despite the coronavirus, I think the recovery effort for the most part has continued and has run very smoothly.
Congressman Rose, thank you so much for taking time to being with us today. Good luck to you as you go back to Washington, and please stay safe.
Thank you. A privilege being with you today, Pat.
And thank you for joining us on Inside Politics this week. I'll be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. There's new commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.